Welcome back, class. So we are starting our new chapter, a new topic, which is basically oscillators and active filters. So in the last chapters, we have learned that basically we can make our circuits, op-amp circuits, more stable with the feedback networks. Okay, and we have seen that basically our system will be stable when its transfer function magnitude is less than 1. Okay, and the corresponding phase at that, okay, it is also less than 180 degree. Okay, so at that frequency basically our system will be stable. Okay, now basically if this criteria is not met, okay, so that is basically unstable system. Okay, so that condition is basically used for the making of the oscillators. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to learn this thing, that how basically we make the oscillators and the active filters. The first part is the active filters. Okay, so first part of this chapter. So you know very well basically we can make the passive filters. Okay, in chapter 2 you have learned that if you have just one resistor and one capacitor, okay, these are the passive lumped components, R, C and L. These are the passive lumped components. Okay, so by using them we can make the different kind of filters. Okay, low pass, high pass, okay, band pass, band stop. Okay, now if we have this RC network and you are taking the output here, okay, so you guys know very well this is basically a low pass filter, right? If you have an RC network, you are taking output at the capacitor. So if you write the transfer function and if you analyze this, you can know that this is basically a low pass filter. And if you have same network, but now if you take the output at the across the resistor, okay, so here you are supplying input, so this will basically become a high pass filter. Okay, so this is very important characteristics, that if you have RC network, if you take output across capacitor, it will be a low pass, and if you take output across resistor, it will be a high pass filter. So these are the passive filters, okay, which we can make using simple lumped components. Okay, these components. Now we will study that how we can actually make active filters. So active filters, basically we will be actually combining the op amps, okay, in the making of filters. So the advantages of the op amp is the impedance matchings. Okay, now for that we will learn that how we can analyze the transfer function of those filters and what will be the attenuations. Okay, for example, if we have a low pass filter, so we know that we have a maximum gain here, and then that will decrease, that will attenuate, okay, usually by the rate of 20 dB per decade, right? So we learned that if we are making different kind of filters, okay, and what will be their attenuation, what will be their transfer function characteristics. Okay, so and the mainly filters in active filter range which we are going to study are the Butterworth filters, Chebyshev filters, and the different kind of filters. So we will see each in more details, okay, the coming slides. So this is the basic diagrams for the two very commonly used filters. Okay, so as I just told you, this is just an op amp in the buffer mode, right? So this is the op amp which we are actually using in the buffer mode, okay, or the voltage follower. Okay, this is just a voltage follower configuration for the impedance matching. Okay, so basically whatever input is coming, okay, that will be transferred to the output. Okay, and this part is basically playing the role of the impedance matching here. Okay, now this is basically your input filter. Okay, this is the passive filter part and this is the active filter component for the impedance matching. So we know that the input is coming here, you are taking the output across resistor, so it will be a high pass filter. Input is coming here, you are taking the output across capacitor, it will be a low pass filter. So whatever output you are getting here, this is fed to the voltage follower and same will be coming here. Okay, that is the voltage follower characteristics, if you know very well about that. So this is basically when we combine the passive components with an op amp, it becomes an active filter. Okay, so it will resolve our problem of the impedance matching here. And now we can make different kind of filters. Okay, so like these are high pass and low pass filters. This is just the explanation that if you write the transfer function, so basically it will become high pass filter if you take the output across resistor. Okay, and if you take the output across capacitor, so to just write the transfer function, so it will basically become a low pass filter. Okay, now if we combine them, okay, a low pass and high pass filter, so we can make different kind of filters by combining them. Okay, and we could also make a band pass filter. So band pass filter is basically a filter which only pass out the typical certain frequency components. Okay, we can make band stop or band reject filter. Okay, so band reject filter is it will pass out this frequency component, and but it will reject, it will stop these frequency components. Okay, so such kind of filters are called band reject filter. We can make band pass filter by using the low pass and high pass filters also. We will see that thing in the later slides. Now let's have a look at the general two-pole active filter. Okay, two-pole means, okay, in the transfer function you will have the two poles. Okay, so let's see how basically we can analyze. So this is a typical voltage follower network. Okay, and you have different input lumped components which we are representing in the form of admittances. Okay, so you guys know very well admittances. For example, if the capacitor reactance is 1 over j omega c, so then its admittance will be 1 over xc or j omega c, okay, or sc. That will be its admittance. Okay, so basically what we are going to do, we are going to write the transfer function for this network. So this is the derivation. If you apply the KCL at this node, okay, so it will be the current which is coming here, incoming current will be equal to the outgoing currents, right? So incoming current is VI minus VA multiplied with the admittance, right? It will be equal to the outgoing current. So here the outgoing current is, okay, this is the outgoing currents. The outgoing currents will be VA minus V naught multiplied with this admittance plus VA minus VB multiplied with this admittance. So we can write one nodal equation at VA, we can write another nodal equation at VB, and if we do the simplifications, finally we can get this transfer function, okay, for this two-port active network. Now here are coming the important things. Okay, now if you want to make this low pass filter, okay, then what you have to do, y1 and y2, okay, you must, these two, it must be conductances. Okay, conductances means like if you have this resistor R, okay, then its conductance is basically 1 over R. Okay, so basically you are having a resistive components. Okay, so y1 and y2, it must be conductances, okay, resistive components. Okay, and y4, okay, it must be a capacitive. Okay, this part, it must be capacitive. Okay, we know that like if you have this resistor and if you take this output capacitor, okay, then we are actually making a low pass filter. So it must be a capacitive component. Okay, and y3, it could be conductance or capacitive. Okay, so this is the basic understanding here, that these two must be resistor, okay, or we call them conductances, and this it should be capacitor. Okay, then we will make a low pass filter. Okay, so if you put like the simplification here, we will get the transfer function for the low pass filter. And if you want to make a high pass filter, so basically y4, it must be conductance, okay, and y1 and y2, they must be capacitance. Okay, so then we'll have like this is the capacitance, and you are taking the output across the resistor, which will make it basically high pass filter. Okay, so these are the basic characteristics which we can actually analyze from these cases. Okay, now if you make, okay, the basic example, okay, so this is the basic example for the two-pole low pass filter, that we make the y1 conductance, y2 conductance. Okay, so basically this is 1 over R R1 and R2. So G will be 1 over R. This Y4 we make this capacitor, and Y3 it could be resistor or capacitor, so we make it capacitor here. Okay, so then if you just put the characteristics here, so you can see that, so basically this is a transfer function for the low pass filter. Okay, so we can also analyze from this transfer function when S is basically 0, okay, but output will be 1. So basically this is 0, this will gone, and these two will be cancelled out, and output will become 1. Okay, so this is basically this case that we are having the maximum gain value. And if you put S is equal to infinity, S is equal to infinity, so 1 over infinity will be 0, so output will be 0. So first, when frequency is low, you are having maximum value. When frequency is high, you are having a lower value. So this is basically the characteristics of a low pass filter. Okay, so this is basically called a true pole, because you are getting, we will be getting two poles here. One is this, S is this, one S is this. So we will get S square, second order polynomial. So we'll have the two poles for this case. So this is called two pole low pass Butterworth filter. Okay, so we will see the more example and more details about this in live session. Okay, thank you very much for your time.